Hey everyone, it's Daniel Brother Barbaris. As some of you may have noticed, Microsoft released the final build of Windows Server 2025 on the 1st of this month. So I'm going to release this video on how to create the perfect template for Windows Server 2025 in VMware Workstation. You can download the description text of this video. So let's get started. What you'll want to do is you'll want to create a folder structure on the fastest drive you have on your machine. In my case, that's my F drive. It's an NVMe. We're going to create a lab folder. And in that lab folder, we're going to create a 7-zip, Notepad++, operating systems, and VMware Workstation folder. In the operating systems folder, we're going to create a Windows Server 2025 folder. And then a notes folder where we're going to place our notes that we have here, and then a VMs folder for our VMs. Okay. Now I would suggest getting 7-zip, Notepad++, and installing those. We're going to be using Notepad++ here, and we're going to be using 7-zip to extract files. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to grab those. So you can just double click on the link, grab the first newest link, download. We're going to save that into our lab folder 7-zip, and you can install 7-zip there. We're going to save that there. Then we're going to go to notepadplus.org, go to the newest version, go to the installer, and do the same thing. Save that here, then install it. And then we're going to go to the Evaluation Center for Server 2025, choose your language, and we're going to use the 64-bit ISO, which we're going to store in our operating system's Windows Server 2025 folder. Okay. And then down here, VMware Workstation is what I'll be using. Now the newest version link here. Okay. And what you'll have to do is the earliest version that supports 2025 is 17.6. I'm using 17.6.1. So you'll see the link down here, 243-19023. I'm using Windows. If you're using Linux, go there. And then I'm going to go to Core. And then I'm going to download this tar file. And because we've installed 7-zip, when we download that tar file to VMware Workstation folder, we can shift and right click on it and extract it using 7-zip. Okay. And then install that. Install your serial number if you have one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open up VMware Workstation. Okay. I've already installed it, but I'm going to show you some of the preferences that I use. So go to Edit, Preferences. Now in the Workspace tab here, we're going to go Default Location for virtual machines, and we're going to browse to that VMs folder that we created on our fastest drive. Okay. We're going to enable all shared folders by default. We're going to go down to the Display tab. Okay. And in the Display tab, we're going to go Color Theme, and I'm going to choose Dark Theme, but you can use whichever one you want. And then I'm going to use graphics. I'm going to say Allow Hardware Acceleration for all virtual machine consoles. Click on Updates. I'm going to click for Check for Product Updates on Startup, check for software components as needed, and automatically update VMware tools on a virtual machine. Click OK, and you're good there. We're going to right-click in this library area, click New Folder, and I'm going to type Lab here. Okay, and press Enter. File, New Virtual Machine, Custom Advanced, Next. I'm going to choose the newest version, which is 17.5 or later. Next. I will install the operating system later. Next. Microsoft Windows, and then in the drop down, choose Windows Server 2025. Next. We're going to call this template. Then click Next. UEFI and click on Secure Boot. Okay. Right here on line 86. Next. Number of processors 1. Number of cores per processor, I'm going to choose 2. Next. I'm going to make this 4 gigs of RAM, so 4096. Next. Use network address translation, NAT. Next. We're going to use our recommended I/O controller type. Next. Our recommended drive type, NVMe here. Next. Create a new virtual disk. Next. And I'm going to make this 128 gigs as the default. And then I'm going to say store this virtual disk as a single file. Okay. Now, if you had less than 4 gigs of RAM on a machine, you would want it split up, but that's all right. Next. This is fine. Disk files next. Then we're going to click on Customize Hardware. And we're right here on line 109. I'm going to go down to New CD DVD SATA. Use ISO image. Browse. I'm going to go to my F drive. And then our lab folder. Operating systems. And where we stored our server ISO. I'm going to click that. Okay. Now I'm going to go down to our network adapter. Go to LAN segment, click on LAN segments. We're going to add one. We're going to call that lab, press enter, click OK, and in the drop down, we'll choose that for right now. Okay. Later on, we'll go back to NAT, but for right now, we're going to be on our own LAN segment. Okay. Go down to display. We're going to say accelerate 3D graphics, and we're going to uncheck the automatically adjust user interface size. Click close, click finish, and we're good there. We're going to right click on that template, click settings. We're going to go to our options tab. We're going to go down to access control, and we're going to click on encrypt. Okay. Now I put here custom password, so you can put whatever password you'd like. So I'm going to place mine. And I'm going to say encrypt. Okay. Then on VMware Tools, I'm going to sync the time with the host. Then I'll go to hardware. Okay. And I'm going to click. And here, what you can do, I haven't put that here, but we're going to add a TPM module if you'd like. You can click add and trusted platform module. Okay. I'm not going to, but you can do that. Click OK. And we're good to go. All right. Now I'm going to drag this to the lab folder. We're here on 143, and we're going to power on that virtual machine. Okay. Click on the screen, press spacebar when it asks you to press any key, and we can press Control and Alt to get out of the screen and close this window here, our pop-up. All right. We're right here on 152 through 165, so click your language, your time and currency format, next. Your keyboard or input method, next. We're going to agree here to the license, next. We're going to click on our desktop experience standard evaluation, next. Accept. It's going to search for disk. It's going to store our 128 gig hard drive that we just created, next. And we're going to click install. Okay. And then we're going to wait for this to be done, and I'll come back when it's ready at customize settings. Okay, and that's completed. Go ahead and put in any password you'd like here. There we go. Finalize settings. And here we are. So Control Alt Insert. And go ahead and log in. There we are. We're right here on line 175. Give that a moment to come up. Here we are. And under Send Diagnostic Data to Microsoft, I'm going to click on Required Only. Click Accept. On to Try Windows Admin Center and Azure Arc today. I'm going to click Don't Show This Message Again. Around here, we're going to go to Local Server, click on Services. I'm going to click the top service. I'm going to hold down Shift and click the bottom service. I'm going to right-click on any of those services and click Start Services. Now, these are on a delayed start, so there is a servicing timeout, and the default, I believe, is 30 seconds. And you can adjust that as you see fit, 90 seconds, whatever you'd like. Well, I'm just starting the service just to make sure everything is clean right now. There we go. Click OK. Under Manage, we're going to click on Server Manager Properties. Do not start Server Manager automatically at logon, and click OK, and close Server Manager. I'm going to click on the screen and I'm going to press my numlock key just so that I have access to my number pad. Okay, I'm going to click on the notification icon down here, click on Notification Settings. I'm going to uncheck Do Not Disturb, turn that off, and then I'm going to close Settings. Now I'm going to right-click my Start menu, click Run, and I'm going to type timedate.cpl to bring up the time and date, and I'm going to change my time zone. So I'm in Arizona. You can set your time zone to whatever you'd like. And if you notice that the time is off, you can click on Change Date and Time and change your hour and date. Okay, click OK, and you're good to go there. Now I'm going to click on File Explorer. I'm going to click on this PC, and now I'm going to go over here and right-click on Template and install VMware Tools. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to wait for the autoplay pop-up, which should come up here in a moment since we turned off Do Not Disturb. Click here, double-click that, and close the Explorer window. Give that a moment to come up. There it is. I'm going to click Next, Next for typical, Next, and Install. Okay, we're right here, and then we'll wait for that to install, and there'll be a VMware Tools core service notification that will come up. That's our display driver that just got installed. So of course the screen went black for just a moment. Give this just a moment to come up. There it is. Close and click Finish and Yes. And we're going to wait for that to restart. I'll be right back. Actually, didn't have to close it. It's coming up pretty quickly. So there we are. Okay. And we're going to Control-Alt-Insert and log back in. All right, I'm going to right-click on the desktop, click Display Settings, and you can choose your resolution here. I'm going to increase mine to 1280 by 800, but some people like 1440 by 900 or whatever you'd like. So there we go. I'm going to click Keep Changes, and on Find a Setting here, I'm going to type multitasking because I don't like the snapping that comes up when you click on certain windows. So click on that, turn snap windows off. And then another thing we're going to do is type startup and startup apps. Click on that. And I'm going to uncheck the Azure Arc sys tray. I'm going to close that. And then here, the Azure Arc, and click exit. Okay, there we are. And now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on start, click on terminal admin. You'll notice that we have a information bar right here. I'm going to click close on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove leftovers from the installation. It leaves behind a windows.old folder, as you can see here. We're going to set no auto run on our drive. So if we do install other things, that auto run will not come right up. We're going to set ping to allow inbound and outbound connections. I'm going to disable the ship reserve storage. And the reason I'm going to do that is sometimes that interferes with sysprepping later on in server 2022 and 2025 machines. So I'll disable that. That's why we set it up so that we're on our LAN template right now instead of on NAT. We're going to not include drivers with Windows updates, which can interfere with things on a VM. And we're going to disable the UAC prompt for administrators since we're running as administrator. I'm going to install the .NET Framework 3.5 core. I'm going to remove the evaluation from this and install the KMS key, which you can get all the KMS keys by just typing KMS keys in Google. You'll see the top link here, Key Management System. You can click here and you'll see Server 2025. Here's our KMS client product keys for standard data center, Server 2022, 2019, 2016, and of course our client operating systems down here. Okay, we're good there. So I'm going to highlight from 318 all the way up to 293. I'm going to right click, copy, and I'm going to click paste, and there'll be a warning here. Now we're going to fix this warning later on so that it doesn't show up, but for right now, just click paste anyway and let that go. Okay, there we go. You can see it's collecting data for our .NET Framework 3.5 core, which it's grabbing the information from the sources folder on the installation media, and I'll come back when that's ready to go. You can see it was successful in installing the .NET Framework 3.5. It removed the evaluation, which is good here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is going to right click on our template, click on settings, go to network adapter, and we're going to go up to our NAT used to share the host IP address. Click OK. Give that a moment until the icon here, the no internet access icon, changes to solid. There we are. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set our network connection to private and restart the machine. So copy from 329 up to 327. Paste that there, paste anyway, and there we are. And I'll come back when that's at the logon screen. Okay, and we're back. And let's do Control-Alt-Insert and log back in. Now that we have our VMware tools installed as well, we're going to adjust our power configuration. So right-click on Start, Run, type power config.cpl, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to change the balanced plan so that it doesn't turn off my display when I'm gone for more than 10 minutes. I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to close that. All right, so that was here. Now we're going to update our MP signatures or our Windows antivirus. So we'll do that. And we're also going to upgrade all of our WinGet applications. Now, if you type WinGet and you say update, it should actually, you can do a list, right? I believe you can do update list, WinGet list, and it's going to show you what applications are already existent on this machine. Okay, so let's do that first. Yes, there we go. And if you watched my previous video on adding WinGet, Chocolatey, and Windows Terminal on Windows Server 2022, you can see that it's almost exactly the same here. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to update our signatures first, and then we'll upgrade all of our applications that need upgrading. You can see the available ones here: Microsoft Edge, Edge Web View. You can see App Installer, the Visual C++ redistributables, and those will all get updated. So first off, let's do our antivirus signatures and update those. Give that a moment. And I'll be right back when it starts. And there we go. You can see Microsoft Defender Antivirus. It's updating the signatures, the virus and spyware definitions. And once that's done, we'll do the win-get. Okay. And that's up to date. Now let's do our win-get. There we go. Upgrade all. Okay, 7 upgrades available. It's going to start installing them now. So there we go. You can see the first one it's doing is Edge Web View. Then it'll do the app installer, C++ runtimes, etc. And I'll come back when that's done. Okay, we're back. Our applications are now up to date. We can now type exit, close that. We're going to open up Edge from the taskbar here. Start without your data, confirm and continue, confirm and start browsing, click finish. We should be good to go there. I'm going to go up here to settings. I'm going to go to downloads. I'm going to say, ask me what to do with each download and turn that on. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the newest PowerShell from their GitHub. Just go to releases. Give that a moment to load. We're going to make sure it says latest, and not the pre-releases. Click on Show All 32 Assets. What we're looking for is the -Win x64 MSI. So click on that. Give that a moment. Click on Open. Let that load. Right here. I'll come back when that's at the startup screen. And here we are. So let's click Next. Next, we're going to enable PowerShell remoting, disable telemetry, add the Open Here context menu to Explorer, and add Run with PowerShell context menu for PowerShell files. Click Next. We'll leave these at default. Next, and install. Give that a moment. We can copy this, which sets our default to UTF-8 and our execution policy to bypass. So click on Launch PowerShell, finish. There we go. Paste anyway, and press enter, and we're good. And now we can go up here, and we can delete the MSI because we've installed it, and we can close Edge. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right-click on Start, click Terminal Admin. On our down arrow here, we're going to click on Settings, and I'm going to make sure that we run our profiles as administrator each time. So click on Windows PowerShell, where it says Run this profile as administrator. I'm going to turn this on for each one of our profiles. Azure Cloud Shell and PowerShell 7, and click Save. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fix the warning that comes up when we do multi-line pasting. So click on Open JSON File, Notepad, just once. I'm going to click on the line here for schema. I'm going to highlight just this line here, copy. I'm going to go over here, press enter. I'm going to press spacebar 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. Control V to paste. File, save. Close that. Close settings and close the terminal. And then I'll open it up now again, since we've got that good to go. Now I'm going to type Control Update to open up our updates. And you can notice here, I said download. I'm going to change that to download and fix that. But download and install all. If checking for updates, which it's doing now, it's downloading. Okay. And if install all is up here, you can just click install all. So let's wait for that to complete, and I'll come back when it's done. Okay, and now we're ready to install all. As you can see, there are no drivers in here because we set it so that it didn't pull those down. We can click install all and give that a little bit, and we'll wait for it to say restart now. Okay, we're at pending restart on all of them and completed. So let's click restart now, and I'll come back when that's ready to log in. And we're back. So let's log in, Control-Alt-Insert. Here we go. We're just going to do a little bit of cleanup. Okay. So let's go right-click, run, and type services.msc. We're on line 467 right now. We're going to go down to our Windows Update service. Okay, and it currently stopped. So what we can do is we can go to our C drive. We'll go to Windows, go down to Software Distribution, highlight all. Let's make sure that that's not started yet. So click refresh. Okay, that's good. We're going to shift and delete. Hold down shift while that deletes. We're going to free up all this space that was used by previous updates. Okay. Give that a moment. And there we go. We can close this Explorer window. We can close services. There we go. We're going to right click on our template here. Click settings. On our CD and DVD, I'm going to click connected and connected power on. Okay. We're going to click OK. And then we're going to open up our Explorer window. Okay. View. So we're going to go here to options. I'm going to go to this PC. All right. View tab. I'm going to click on uncheck hide extensions for known file types. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, expand to open folder, show all folders, apply, OK. We're going to close File Explorer. Now when we open it, it should go directly to our folder here. Okay. So what we can do, options, OK. There we are. Okay. So we have our local drive. So I'm going to rename this to Windows. Okay. I'm going to go to the Windows folder, and I'm going to verify that our extensions are showing. You can see log, .bin, exe, XML. We're good there. All right. So I'm going to close that. And now what we're going to do is, for the final thing, is we're going to remove the provisioned application for both Microsoft Edge and Winget. And the reason why we're doing that is because if you tried to sysprep right now, it would error out. And these are the two applications that would error it out. Okay, so right click, Terminal Admin. I'm going to highlight from 521 up to 519. There we go. And stop computer will just turn it off. And now you're good to go. You have a perfect template for Server 2025. You can sysprep, you can clone it, and do whatever you need to. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them below, and I'll see you in the next video.